So last Monday I made a video sort of indicating that I was going to draw on my own personal experiences to try to share some sort of pro tips. The truth of the matter is that I've basically turtled this week for a variety of different reasons, which I'll get to, but I do have some personal experience with this. And so through a series of health incidents with my daughter, my family has sort of trod this path, not on this sort of grand scale, but for our own lives, living through long terms of isolation, both in hospital and post-treatment, post-transplant, during recoveries, at various points along the way, having to be vigilant and ultra protective of our severely immunocompromised daughter, who continues to be severely immunocompromised and will be for the rest of her life. So some of what's happening right now feels like daily practice for us, but I think no matter what kind of experience you might have on this in the past, the truth is that this is very different. A global pandemic is sure shit not something I've lived through before. But I think maybe the one thing I do know to be true is that the final sort of stage of healing for me is helping. And so I have some experience with this. So let me share a few tips. Now, on Monday, I indicated that I was going to be doing this on the Dale. And then I fucking went radio silent and turtled for a week. So I'm going to get caught up. I'm going to give you Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, 4, boom, in a straight shot. Let's get this powered up. Okay, ready. So tip number 1. There is no right or one way to do this. You do you. If that means that you're going to eat your feelings and binge watch Netflix because it gives you some sense of comfort, if that means that you're going to seek out medical assistance in order to manage your heightened anxiety, if that means that you're going to take up a hobby that you've been meaning to do, great, doesn't matter, do what you want. Here's the other thing. Control what you can. If you are seeing things that drive you crazy, if you are seeing gangs of people still going to the bar and it's making your blood pressure go through the roof, if you are hearing and seeing people deny that this is a big deal, and it's making you kind of scream internally, the truth is there's nothing you can do about that. You can protect yourself, you can protect your family, you can make sure that you're doing the right things, you can make sure that you are following all of the government guidance and the advice, that you are quarantining, that you are self-isolating, that you are limiting your trips out, that you are staying home to protect those that have to go out to work. But at the end of the day, you're gonna have to mind your fucking business because you can't control what other people do. You can't. Tip number 3. Now, I stole this, good for you, but not for me. That is Amy Poehler's go-to line in her book, Yes Please, her autobiography, which I highly recommend. And I actually really recommend you getting the Audible version because she actually reads it. It's hilarious, obviously. And the truth is that as we look out into these things, and it sort of connects back to the first one where there's no one right way to do this. Look, I'm working like a crazy person right now because that's what I need to do, but I also find that gives me some sense of control, and that gives me some sense of being able to help and be able to participate in that. Some people might not be able to do that. Some people might not be able to continue to do their day-to-day jobs in a work-from-home environment for any number of reasons. That's fine. Just because this is the way that I'm coping or I'm navigating this, good for me, not for you necessarily. Again, there's no one right way to do this. I think the biggest mistake we can make in this is looking at how other people are doing it and judging them for it, or allowing ourselves to feel judged for it. Anytime you hear the word should in your head, get the fuck out of here. It's just not helpful. Here's the big one, and this one is particularly poignant for me this week. It is okay to not be okay. I was not okay this week. Was not okay. And that's okay. So today is a good day. Today I broke a sweat cleaning my house. Today the windows are open. Today I don't have a meeting until 2 o'clock. There's a lot of things that are okay today, but haven't been okay over the last couple of days, including me. And so take care of yourselves and your mental health. Be okay with however you're feeling. Reach out and get help. You know, for me, my classic go-to at this point, and I got a real cycle and it's down pat, now that this is sort of my fourth kick at the can, it feels like, I turtle. I go through a period where I turtle, I disappear, I shut down, I clamp down, all that sort of stuff. And I know that that eventually ends. And I know that the people around me understand that. So even though they reach out with those messages and those one-liners, I think whether they get a response or not, that's what I need. They know that through, unfortunately, some of our previous experience. But the truth of the matter is that it's really okay to not be okay. And this is going to have to be a one day at a time thing. So I will keep sharing sort of tips as I think of them, to the extent that it's helpful, to the extent that it provides some sort of reassurance. This is not easy. None of it is. However you're navigating it, and it's going to challenge and test us all. So if there's anything in particular that people are interested in from my sort of previous experience, I don't know how, I'm still not super sure how YouTube works. I just make these videos and then I post them and then I go, I guess let me know. You can email me or put a comment, or I don't know, however it works. Have a super great Sunday, and take care of yourselves and take care of each other. Okay, bye.